What is Marxism, and what do Marxist critics do? Marxism is a political and economic theory developed by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. It argues that society is fundamentally divided into classes. The struggle between the bourgeoisie, the owners, and the proletariat, the workers, shapes history. History, they say, moves through dialectical materialism. Conflict between economic interests drives social change. So, what do Marxist critics focus on? They look at how literature reflects or challenges class struggle, how texts expose inequalities around labor, ownership, and exploitation, and, importantly, who benefits and who suffers in the social order represented in a story. In short, Marxist critics read literature not just as art, but as ideology. How does Marxist literary criticism actually examine literature? The process starts with analyzing the historical context, what was happening politically and economically when the text was written. Next, class representation. Are the characters part of the bourgeoisie or proletariat? How do they interact? Then, ideology. Does the text promote dominant class values or resist them? And finally, material conditions. How are work, wealth, and ownership shown? Marxist critics also ask, is the text complicit in reinforcing capitalist values, or does it subtly critique power structures? Marxist criticism sees literature as a site of struggle, a battleground for ideas about class, labor, and power. So, who are the bourgeoisie in the Communist Manifesto, and what do they value? In the manifesto, the bourgeoisie are the capitalist class, those who own factories, land, and capital. They control the means of production and employ wage laborers. Their values include profit over people, free markets, competition, and private property. They believe in expansion and exploitation, turning everything, even human relations, into commodities. According to Marx and Engels, the bourgeoisie revolutionized society but only to maintain their own dominance. Why do Marx and Engels believe the bourgeoisie are digging their own grave? They argue that the bourgeoisie constantly expand capitalism, but this creates instability, crises, and overproduction. They exploit labor, making the working class more conscious of its oppression. This creates class consciousness. Workers realize their strength in numbers. The contradiction is that capitalism needs workers, but also undermines their well-being, which fuels revolution. The bourgeoisie, by sowing inequality, unintentionally create the very forces that will overthrow them. What's the role of the state in Marxist society? In Marxist theory, the state is not neutral, it's a tool of the ruling class. Under capitalism, the state protects bourgeois interests, private property, free markets, and legal order. Laws, education, even religion often support the status quo. In the Communist Manifesto, Marx and Engels say the state should wither away after revolution. The proletariat seizes control temporarily to dismantle capitalist systems. In short, the state serves whichever class is in power and must be restructured after revolution to serve the people. So, what is capitalism according to Marx and Engels? Capitalism is an economic system where private individuals own the means of production. Workers sell their labor for wages but do not own what they produce. The goal is profit, not human well-being. This system creates alienation. Workers feel disconnected from their labor and each other, and exploitation. Value is created by labor but taken by owners. For Marx and Engels, capitalism is both productive and destructive, a necessary phase, but not the end of history. Why did Marx and Engels want to abolish capitalism? Because capitalism dehumanizes labor, concentrates wealth in the hands of a few, and relies on crises, recessions, layoffs, inequality. Their solution: abolish private ownership of production, redistribute wealth, and create a classless society where production serves human need, not profit. They saw capitalism as a stage in history meant to be overcome, not preserved. Finally, how did literature impact Marxist communism? Literature was a powerful tool for revealing the lies of capitalism, utopian ideals versus real exploitation. It helped imagine alternatives: communal life, equality, revolution. And it mobilized readers, spreading class consciousness and anti-capitalist sentiment. Marxist thinkers like Lukács, Gramsci, and Raymond Williams later used literature to analyze cultural hegemony, expose how ideology operates in everyday life, and show how working-class voices are marginalized or romanticized. In the Marxist tradition, literature is not neutral. It's either part of the problem or part of the revolution.